You ever notice how getting a raise feels exciting for about 2 weeks and then somehow you're just as stressed as you were before? This is lifestyle inflation, and it quietly traps millions of people because the more money they make, the more expensive their normal life becomes. A nicer car turns into a higher payment, a bigger house turns into higher bills, and more subscriptions and more takeout, more shopping and more upgrades and more pressure. And the crazy part, the scary part is most people think they are becoming financially successful while they are actually building a more expensive cage around themselves. Lifestyle inflation is what happens when your spending rises every time your income rises. Instead of using extra money to build wealth, eliminate debt, or create freedom, people slowly increase their standards of living until the new lifestyle feels normal. Then they need more money just to maintain it. This is why people earning $40,000 a year and people earning $200,000 a year can both feel broke at the same time. And the amount of money changes, but the habits stay exactly the same. Lifestyle inflation usually starts small. Maybe you get a raise at work and decide you deserve a better apartment. Then you start ordering food more often because you are busy. Then you upgrade your phone even though your old one worked perfectly fine. Maybe you finance a new car because, everyone around you seems to have one. None of these decisions feel huge individually, but stacked together, they slowly eat at every extra dollar you make. And over time, your baseline expenses climb higher and higher and higher. What used to feel luxurious eventually feels average, and now you need even more income just to feel comfortable again. And psychologically, this happens because humans adapt incredibly fast. The first week with a luxury item feels amazing. A few months later, your brain treats it like background noise. It's called adaption. We normalize improvements quickly, which means the satisfaction fades while expenses remain. And companies understand this perfectly, and this is why advertising constantly pushes the idea that upgrading your lifestyle equals success. Bigger houses, expensive clothes, and luxury vacations, premium gadgets, and status symbols are sold as proof that you are winning at life. Social media makes this even worse because people compare their behind the scenes financial reality to someone else's highlight reel. And somebody posts a brand new truck, a dream vacation, or an expensive dinner, but nobody posts the credit card balance, the monthly payments, or the stress behind it all. And comparison becomes fuel for lifestyle inflation because people spend money trying to keep up with the lifestyles they do not even fully understand. And one of the biggest dangers of lifestyle inflation is that it delays financial freedom for years. Imagine two people both get a $10,000 raise. One person immediately increases the spending by $10,000 a year. The other keeps their lifestyle mostly the same and invests the extra money. Fast forward 10 years, and the second person may have a massive investment portfolio, while the first person simply has more stuff and more bills. Income alone does not create wealth, and the gap between what you earn and what you spend creates wealth. And that gap is where freedom lives. And a lot of people assume rich people are rich because they earn huge amount of money. But many wealthy people actually live well below their means. They understand that money is a tool for ownership and security, not just consumption. Meanwhile, many high earners stay trapped because every raise instantly gets absorbed into lifestyle upgrades. Another problem with lifestyle inflation is that it increases stress instead of reducing it. When you fix expenses rise, when your a margin for error shrinks, a job loss becomes terrifying and an unexpected emergency becomes devastating. You are no longer working because you want to work. You are working because your lifestyle demands constant income to survive. And that creates the pressure. And someone with lower expenses and strong savings has that flexibility. They can take risks, switch careers, start a business, or take off if needed. And someone trapped in lifestyle inflation often feels chained to their paycheck no matter how much they earn. Debt plays a massive role in this cycle because modern society makes it incredibly easy to buy things you technically can't afford yet, and monthly payments disguise the true cost of purchases. People stop asking whether they can afford the total price and start asking whether they can afford the monthly payment. And that mindset is dangerous because it normalizes borrowing for lifestyle upgrades. A $70,000 truck does not feel as painful when marketed as $600 a month, but enough monthly payments stacked together can quietly destroy your financial breathing room. Credit cards add another layer because they separate spending from immediate consequences. You swipe now and deal with the reality later. And this creates false sense of affordability that encourages inflated lifestyles long before the money actually even exists. And the solution is not to never enjoy your money, okay? The goal is intentional spending instead of automatic lifestyle expansion. There is nothing wrong with upgrading parts of your life. If those upgrades genuinely improve your happiness or your quality of life, the problem happens when spending becomes unconscious, emotionally driven, or based on outside validation. Financially, a few areas where they deeply value and spend intentionally there while staying disciplined everywhere else. Maybe someone loves travel but drives an older car. Maybe another person prioritizes a comfortable home but avoids expensive luxury clothing. The key is controlling your lifestyle instead of letting social pressure control it for you. One powerful strategy for fighting lifestyle inflation is increasing your savings rate. Every time your income rises, if you get a raise, decide in advance that a percentage of it automatically goes towards investing, paying off debt, or building emergency savings before you even adjust your spending. This allows your lifestyle to improve gradually without consuming every extra dollar. Another strategy is delaying major upgrades. Instead of instantly rewarding yourself after every financial win, wait a few months. Often the emotional excitement fades and you realize you did not actually need that purchase. Creating distance between your desire and spending is incredibly effective because impulse fades faster than people realize. Tracking expenses also matters more than most people think, too. I mean, many people experiencing lifestyle inflation never consciously decide to spend dramatically more money. It happens gradually through hundreds of small habits, subscription services, convenience spending, food delivery, impulse shopping, and constant upgrades quietly become normalized. Seeing the numbers clearly forces the awareness. And awareness changes the behavior. Another important mindset shift is learning the difference between, looking wealthy and being wealthy. Looking wealthy is expensive, and being wealthy is ownership, savings, investments, freedom, and the stability. One focus on appearance while the other focuses on long-term security. And many people, they sacrifice real wealth in order to protect the image of wealth. They buy things to impress people who are usually too focused on themselves to care anyways. And the true financial confidence often looks boring from the outside because it prioritizes stability over constant consumption. And people who avoid lifestyle inflation also gain something incredibly valuable beyond money. And this is the peace of mind, knowing you are not trapped by your expenses changes your relationship with work, stress, and daily life. You stop panicking over every unexpected bill. You stop needing every paycheck to arrive exactly on time. You gain options, and options are powerful because they create the freedom in ways material possessions never can. And freedom to leave a toxic job, freedom to relocate, freedom to spend more time with family, and freedom to pursue goals without immediate financial desperation. Lifestyle inflation steals those options slowly and quietly because it convinces people that more spending equals more success. In reality, constantly increasing your expenses often just increases your dependency on income. And the people who will build fast financial security usually masters one simple principle. As income rises, they increase their assets faster than their lifestyle. They avoid turning every financial improvement into a permanent financial obligation. And that discipline compounds over time in ways most people underestimate. And small decisions repeated consistently create massive long term outcomes. And the person who avoids unnecessary lifestyle inflation for 10 or 20 years is not just saving money, they are buying flexibility, security, and opportunity and peace. So the next time you earn more money, instead of immediately asking what you can buy, ask what the extra money could build. Because lifestyle inflation does not just take your paycheck, it can quietly take your freedom too. If you found value in today's video, just subscribe for me if you would. YouTube says I have to have all these subscriptions and I don't have them yet. And that would just mean a lot to me. Every day I open my phone and it just makes me happy to see one more. So if you found value to that and want to do something for me, I'd just appreciate that. Thank you. And if you do that, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.